Okay, everybody, welcome to the Let's
Hey.
Go Our Lives podcast, episode number 11. I just woke up from a nap. I'm very sorry.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
It's the morning for us. I'm Joshua H. Hensley, the hostess with the mostest, the world's greatest living poet and failed musician. With me, as always, is my brother in arms, the beautiful tank action, Brandon Richardson.
Aloha.
And we have two very special guests today from the brand new podcast called Paranormal Interview. Check it out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and what's the third one? It doesn't matter. Instagram. Go follow them everywhere. We got Frank and Leilani. Welcome, guys. How you doing?
Hello.
Today? Awesome.
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Trying to get out of my grogginess here. So let's hear about short tattoo lines in Utah. So you didn't have to wait very long for your new tattoo today, right?
No, not very long. All I had to do was put my name on a little chart, and I was like third one in line. And
Oh, nice.
I think I just waited 45 minutes. That's about it.
Not a lot of like tattoo metal people in Utah.
I feel like it's growing. When we first moved out here, I got dirty looks like crazy.
Yeah.
We were at Costco, and he's like, "This old man just looked at you like."
Yeah.
So
It was a Sunday. It was a Sunday. Sundays out here is meant for God Day, Church Day, whatever they call it.
we were buying beer, red hair, tattoos.
I even got approached.
You're not supposed to buy anything on a Sunday, right? You're not supposed to do anything on Sundays, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Especially not beer.
Yeah.
No.
So is beer really
Not gonna-
lowered in alcohol content in Utah, or is that a myth?
It was.
It was
Oh, okay.
recently got it just jumped up to the regular status where
Ooh,
California's at. I don't know why I
ooh.
use California as like a scale measurement, but
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
I get drunk off of a dozen beers now, so
for sure. Okay. Cool.
Nice.
So this
Yeah, that's one thing I told my wife because she wants to visit Zion. But I was like, "Hey, their alcohol content's much lower, but I'll let her know now because we'll probably make a trip to Zion Yeah. because it's gorgeous."
I've been wanting to go.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
like where the Monument
National
Valley
Forest.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
what I
confirm or
heard.
deny that, but we can Google it right now to confirm if we need to.
I always want to go to Monument Valley. I had an Uber driver one time who was a Navajo dude, and he told me their myth or belief or whatever around Monument Valley, that they're the fossils of an ancient giant that like had to get defeated, who was like presiding over the Navajo or whatever. Do you guys know anything about that?
I don't.
Yeah.
I know
No.
about
Sorry.
Nevada.
Yeah.
The giants in Nevada that were killed inside of a cave.
Oh,
Heard that story.
in Nevada?
Supposedly, yeah.
Oh. in
Wow.
a cave.
I'm not sure if it was a Navajo or it was a different
Yeah.
Native American tribe.
The Navajo are interesting, man. My former father-in-law married into the Navajo Nation. He was like a staunch Republican beforehand. Then he started doing peyote rituals with them, and then he became a libertarian and a Bigfoot researcher. He,
Oh.
yeah, he became like well-renowned in the field of Bigfoot research, and he would tell me the craziest ideas, dude, and show me pictures of like. Okay, so it'd be like a forest line of trees, right? And he's like, see there in the middle? Bigfoot is like 40 feet tall. His head is like 10 feet wide. And I'm just like, those are just trees. Like, there's nothing in that to show Bigfoot. But it's very interesting, dude. Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Yeah. All right, so paranormal interview. You guys, I love your new podcast so far. I think it's brilliant. The research that you guys put into it, so much dedication, so much like heart is behind it. And the way you keep everything flowing with your questions, I think is brilliant. So I want to give you guys props
Yeah.
to your new
We're
podcast.
trying. It's
Props.
new to us.
It's new
It
to
was
me.
his idea.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was my idea, but
Thanks
I got
to you,
all
Josh.
the inspiration from you,
Yeah.
You're
Hensley.
welcome. Hey.
So yeah, the podcast inspired another podcast. That's we love to see
Cool.
that. We love to see that. But for like your topic is what I'm curious about. What made you decide to like go with the paranormal side of things, as opposed to like we're gonna just go eat fast food and tell people how we feel about that.
I'll start it from the beginning. So I was working my job. We're just parents. We're working full-time jobs.
Sure.
Amen.
I was in that mentality, going to work, waking up, doing the same thing over and over again. All of a sudden, Josh Hensley says, "Hey, you want to be in my podcast?" I was like, that sounds like fun. I went into your podcast. I had so much fun. It woke me up. I was like, you know what? I want to do this too. So I wanted to do it for cars and guns, but I did a little research. Not that many famous podcasts about cars and guns. The ratings are low. So I was like, well, I asked my wife, what else should I do? And she kind of mentioned the paranormal and ghost stories and all that stuff. And, at first she didn't want to do it with me, but then I told her, well, podcasts have a lot of success with females.
Well, the only reason why I didn't want to do it is because I'm really, really busy as a full-time worker, a mom.
Oh, for sure.
I got a lot of pets,
responsibilities
my
first.
Work, I'm in management, so I'm always working 45 to 50 hours a week.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, how am I going to tie this in, on top of house duties and everything else? But
for sure. It's a challenge.
Yeah, but it's been great. Like, we've been spending a lot more time with each other, and I've been dragging him into cemeteries at night, so.
Ooh, little vacations now, little spend time. So you guys
doing
are
a lot of ghost huntings now too. So
I have some ghost big coming up tomorrow.
Yes, I'm jealous. I found this event coming up, and I can't go unfortunately because of work. So he's going with another friend.
Yeah, Frank told me a little bit about that. You're going to that spot. Tell us about it.
It's a restaurant. It's called Leslie's Family Tree Restaurant. Okay. It's in Santa Quinn, Utah, which is not that far away from us.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like some Five Nights at Freddy's shit.
Seriously.
It was built on land that was fought over by the Mormons and the Native Americans around here.
Okay, yeah.
And
that's sick.
That building had a lot of hauntings. Supposedly, a wife. She had 2 kids. She was left by her husband, and apparently she drowned one of the kids on the property or close to the property. And she haunts, and the children haunt that place as well as other entities.
Yeah, they say that there's portals down in the basement. That's where the most activity happens.
There's been other.
happened?
Well, we don't know if there were
I don't know
murders.
about that, but there's been what was that show that was
Paranormal Adventures has been there.
They've
done one. Okay.
Yeah, newscasts have been there.
Sure.
So there's a lot of history behind it. And people look into it. So
are you going to bring
So
are you bringing a camera or any audio recording stuff with you when you go, Frank?
I'm not sure if they're going to allow us, but I am going to try, and I'm going to try to interview the granddaughter of she's the owner now, but she's the granddaughter of the previous original owners, I would say.
Only the granddaughter.
I'm gonna ask her about the history of that
it took place.
Excuse me?
It wasn't that long ago that took place. If it's the granddaughter, right, who runs it now? It was
she had the restaurant for 30 years, and I guess after COVID it shut down.
Oh.
But it's been multiple businesses before that.
It was a post office.
Yeah.
It was a gambling den or whatever.
Yeah, so I guess a lot of bad things happened down there, like illegal gambling went
boxing
on.
Sure, I'm sure.
Boxing,
I'm sure there was deaths there too.
And
just to add to the whole thing.
Like their fucking Wednesday night dinners there.
Yeah, seriously. But we did a podcast where we were talking about it, and I told Frank when he comes home, I don't want to hear what happened until we do a podcast. Then I want to be
record
surprised.
it and then just
yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So,
I like it. Keep the reactions genuine.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's good. That's good. Hell yeah.
So, as long as he doesn't come in just standing there like this, I'm good.
Don't stand like that a lot, I've noticed.
Oh, wow.
Once you had a little bit too many Coronas, my friend.
Well, when he comes home, I'll be at work. That's why I couldn't go. I have to start work at 3 in the morning.
Damn.
So.
Oh, hiya.
Yeah.
What are you doing nowadays, if you don't mind me asking?
Retail, but I have inventory, and I'm one of the managers, so that's why I pull heavy hours and stuff. So
inventory mid-month. I'm so sorry.
We got selected to do it 4 times out of the year. So.
Ooh.
Damn.
Yeah.
Down with the corporations.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good.
We had a podcast about the Queen Mary, and we went on a haunted tour on the Queen Mary.
Awesome, yeah.
I didn't experience anything. I mean, I might have heard something here and there.
Dude,
but you and my daughter experienced.
The cat,
Huh?
how Leilani fell asleep with the TV on, and then there's like supposed to be a cat that haunts the boat, right? And then she woke up to a Meow Mix commercial.
I jumped up hearing meowing, and it just turned out to be the commercial. But it sounded so real, like it was in the room.
That's awesome.
But I did experience something. My bathroom sink was running, and I didn't touch it. So
did you go catch it?
Later,
I'm just kidding.
he later watched stuff where that's one of the things that happened. And then me and my oldest daughter, we walked away from the tour, and we went into this dark room, probably like a mile down away from everybody, and we heard like a sketch sound. So we just kind of looked at each other and we're like, hell no, let's get out of here.
For sure.
So, and he's yelling at me, where'd you go?
I went on that same tour right after my dad died with my dad's brother and my brother. And it was definitely spooky, especially in like the deepest, like in the boiler room or whatever.
Yeah, that's where I was, where I heard the noise.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
the deepest, darkest part of the Queen Mary. It was pretty fucking freaky. And then we had a beautiful dinner there. It's such a great place to go to. Like,
yeah.
I smoked a bunch of joints on the top deck of the Queen Mary one time for a wedding party. it was a lot of fun.
Wow. To do
it. I'm sorry, Frank?
So that's one way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it was my mom giving me all the joints too, and I was like,
good. Hey, mom.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. So, your latest guest, Wayne, the telepath, that was very, very interesting. The way that guy spoke with such conviction about believing that he's a telepath, I think he also believes that he's a psychic medium for ghosts, right? Was I looking at understanding? Wasn't
not a psychic, I would.
He just feels he has an emotional connection to people.
Okay.
So, but he doesn't like it. He just tries to avoid it because it can overpower him. So he tries to avoid it as much as he can.
So, is he very much like an empath? Kind of, feels everyone else's feelings and get those.
Would he consider himself a brujo?
A brujo, that means a male witch. I think that's like a warlock.
Yeah.
You're talking about, right?
Yeah, you are. You're totally.
I don't think so.
No,
you guys just went dark on us.
Yeah, it's the cam's refreshing right now. I think we could still hear you though.
Okay.
I hope at least. Yeah, it's giving me the green border that you're talking.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cool. No worries. No little hiccups. We love it.
So how did you get
Wayne spirit walking by?
Yeah, see, you guys are
just,
fucking haunting
they don't want you to talk about it, so now we got it, bringing it onto us. All right, guys, it's been a great night. I'm gonna go dip myself in holy water and go wear a garlic wreath.
Oh, nice.
The force is strong with him. It's just gonna be a lightsaber battle between Frank and Josh now.
The way Frank's face doesn't change. He's so stoic.
Oh, it doesn't change.
You know who you look like? Brandon, maybe you can bring this up on Google. He looks like one of the ancient statues from Mesopotamia, like Gilgamesh. Can you bring that up?
Me?
Yeah. You'll see in a second what I mean. Like,
hold on.
The ancient like stone busts that come from like 10,000 years ago from ancient civilization. Like
Mesopotamia.
Gilgamesh.
Would you? Gilgamesh.
Statue or bust. Yeah. Oh, I've got mail. Hold on.
You got mail, sir.
Sorry, I just fucking.
Talking about those phallic statues that had their junk hanging out.
No.
That's Roman and Greek. They believed that a small penis was a sign of wisdom. That the smaller the dick, the smarter the guy. Yeah, and they equated large dicks with oafishness. So, thank God I'm a genius, right? All right.
Okay. Here, I got you. This is what Josh wants to share with you guys real quick. I pulled up one plus a series of smaller images. So here you go. Yeah, it's coming up right now.
Okay.
Loading. There it is.
Yeah, see what I mean?
Gilgamesh. From Mesopotamia.
Oh, wow.
He's got that long beard.
Yeah. Yep. Look, we're reading the one over right below that, right below that one. No,
this guy right here?
That looks more like me, I guess. Or that's like Omar, actually.
Oh.
But okay, yeah, that was the whole joke. You can close it.
Anyway, so there it is. There you guys. He looks very stoic.
Meant as a compliment, Frank. Not. Thank you for everything.
Woo!
All right, so the new singer from Linkin Park, what the fuck is that? How the fuck are you? Oh, how the fuck are you gonna?
Wait, hold on. How do you?
Oh, so we're just jumping into the fire right now, not even just
Right?
just right into it. Let's go.
So tell us your thoughts on the new singer of Linkin Park. I think it's ridiculous for them to keep playing without Chester, because Chester is Linkin Park to me. Like, I was never like a big fan, but I have nothing against them. I think Chester was.
I love Linkin Park. Yeah. I've always loved Linkin Park, and I'm excited that they're coming back. Like, I get the concept of like bringing on someone new.
Yeah.
It just kind of irritates me hearing her sing him.
Right.
Because it just sounds so karaoke to me. But like her song that they just came out with is actually pretty good. Like, I would love to hear her stuff.
Right.
It's just hearing her sing Chester, it's just like a stab in the heart, you know? Like,
I can see that. Yeah. Chester was so good at crafting melodies. I would say he's really unique out of like the late 90s, early 2000s, and just his singing capability was just amazing. The vocal range and the uniqueness of the melodies.
Very good range.
Like, you can't really replace that with anyone. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I don't think they're trying to replace him.
Right.
But like, I just, hearing her sing his songs, it just sounds so karaoke, and I'm just like,
you know what I think? I like Linkin Park, of course, because of you, but it's their business what they do with their I don't know, it's not a franchise, whatever you call it. Their art.
It's a company. It's a brand. It's a brand. It's a whole.
I just don't believe that she should be singing Chester's songs at all. That's my personal opinion. I mean, if people like it, that's good, but I honestly don't.
It sounds karaoke, like I said. Like,
did you guys know that people were expecting the announcement for like a couple weeks back, and people were expecting that the lead singer of Sum 41 was going to be the new Chester, and they did like a couple of songs together.
Yeah,
I heard that one too. I heard that one too. But yeah, I was kind of like, well, I mean, that would I wouldn't put it past the lead singer Sum 41. Like, a lot of bands, like even in that genre, like did a lot of tributes in 2017 when Chester passed away. Like, doing a bunch of research for this right here, I kind of like stumbled across a whole slew of like, things that happened during his passing, and I still feel like that was just yesterday. But like, we've had a whole pandemic and crazy shit since then.
Let's put it this way. What was the lead singer for Korn? What's his name?
Jonathan Davis.
Jonathan Davis,
yeah.
If he were to like retire or pass away, and it would put a female, what would you feel about that?
I mean, if she can, give us the like really good, then like I'm here for it,
She's gonna hawk too.
Oh my god! Imagine if Hawk 2 actually could like really do really good Korn. No shit, not to go tangent or anything, but I just saw Hawk 2, a girl, actually do like a backflip on roller skates, like on a quarter pipe. What? Like, I was like, oh shit, yeah. She's got her podcast and everything. We don't need to talk about her so much, but she capitalized on that whole thing, and good for her. Like, let wring that sponge out, like wring that shit dry.
She gave
as parents, we were like, her poor dad.
Yeah,
of course. I mean, you're like shame on you.
Gonna see that. What are they gonna think? They're gonna like want to go on YouTube, get interviewed, and say the same shit.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget, guys. Kim Kardashian got famous off of a sex tape, and this is the whole brand for her now. So,
right?
Don't ever forget. Never forget that.
I mean, nothing against sex or porn, but like at least it was naturally charming. Like, she captivated the nation right after Trump got shot. It was like, okay, don't think about that. Here's a chick who spits on dicks when she sucks.
Here's a chick who spits on dicks. Pretty much. But yeah, no, it's good for them. Good.
No hawking at me.
Good for them. I give her the golf clap of the year.
She's more successful than all of us by like millions of dollars off of that one fucking street interview.
Ooh.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of facts, but still about the lead singer of Linkin Park.
Yeah. Brandon,
did you guys know that she is a Scientologist?
No, I didn't know that.
She
I don't know
is
much
a
about her.
Neither did I, but here you go. A
Yeah.
lot of people already dug up a bunch of stuff. So she's a Scientologist, has been pretty active for a while, but like Scientology is going through this weird phase right now where none of them are as open to talk about them being in Scientology as they used to be. Like you could still go out to like the streets and find them recruiting and doing all that stuff, right? But like their golden goose Tom Cruise is not so much like a hot commodity for them anymore.
Well, they've been exposed in so many ways of being pretty
for sure.
Like they kill people, they bully the shit out of people, they stalk you, they. I've got some stories about Scientology. I accidentally.
Oh no, 100%. They're terrible. They're terrible entities.
I'll tell it real quick. It'll be interesting.
Okay.
I accidentally took an ex-girlfriend to the Scientology recruiting center in Hollywood. I meant to take her to their museum because she was like showing an interest in learning about it. I was like, no, girl, you got to understand. These are bad people. Like they have nothing but harmful intent. And I Googled the wrong place. I took her to the recruiting center, and we're drinking fucking whiskey out of a big gulp, right? And then we ended up taking their 3 tests, their personality, IQ, and aptitude tests, while we're fucking.
Cardi on Wayne.
And then after the tests, which are timed, they separated us and took us into 2 different rooms where they told me that like, okay, they showed me a chart graph, a line graph of how I scored on the 3 tests and how it all added up.
Damn.
They're like, you're super smart, you're very compassionate, you're very creative, but you're also one of the most depressed human beings that we have ever seen. And you will never get out of that depression until you join our classes on how to learn how to manipulate people.
Of course.
Yeah, and I left there just feeling so dejected and fucking horrible about myself and what I had just experienced that fuck Scientology.
yeah, for sure.
From a compliment to a very, very bad insult.
Yeah, it was intense, dude. Like it was straight up. They were trying to brainwash me, and you know, I'm not. They are right. I am smart. I mean, I'm stupid in a lot of ways, but I can tell when somebody's trying to fucking fool me. And this guy was looking at me right in my eyes, just being like, "You are bad. You are a bad person.
Yep.
You won't get better unless you join us and learn how to manipulate other people, like I'm doing to you right now." It was
wow.
So hopefully that element doesn't sink into Lincoln Park.
You know, they say they're a religion in a church, but what's the difference between that and a cult? You know,
it's worse than a cult. It's a mafia. It's a fucking It's a business.
It's a tax break, is what it is. It's a goddamn tax break. That's what it is.
Exactly, for sure.
But yeah, so she's a Scientologist. Fun fact. Also, another fun fact is due to her being a Scientologist, she was in support of that dude from the '70s show who was just convicted for rape for 30 years. Danny Matheson. Yeah, she was one of the few people then that was like coming out, just like how Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis came out. Yeah, so she came out to support him too, and it's alleged. It's not true. I don't know. I didn't really dive too much into it, but she may have also been a Danny Mathers victim too. Nothing's confirmed or denied. It just says allegations, but I can't really. I looked into that.
He's in prison for it.
Well, yeah, he got convicted for those rapes that he was charged for sure. Like those are those 2 counts he got charged for, and he's doing 30 years right now.
Wow.
But she came in, you know, and supported him and shit just because he's part of the Scientologist movement, and you know they support each other for all the bullshit they do. So yeah. So I at first didn't care about her being the new lead singer. My indifference was just like, all right, they're just gonna keep making money. Like let's go, whatever. It's just part of the business, you know. Yeah, sure. Like, yeah, they're gonna get royalties for the rest of their life, but regardless,
royalties are nothing. The only way to make money.
Nothing. Well, because the music company is getting most of that pie anyway, not the musicians.
True.
But then I come to find out some of this stuff from her during this like thing when me and Josh talked about it, and I was like, okay, I did not realize this, and now I'm not for it. I'm not for this. Linkin Park. I'd never seen them. I will never see them. You know. So, just kind of sucks that.
Yeah, Leilani, have you ever seen Linkin Park live?
No, and I regret it.
Oh,
so
damn. Well, if
I know.
Come around, do you think you'll go to it?
Well, I was just telling him they were having a tour over by our house the Papercut tour, and I was like, "Oh, I want to go." And he's like, "But it's not the same. Chester's not there."
Yeah.
But this was before they announced her. So yeah. So
I mean, Mike Shinoda was singing a lot of his stuff for that, time and all that stuff.
I think it was just him and the band, But
Sure.
I really wanted to go just because, I felt like support for Chester, but he, didn't want to go.
So I have a little bit of good news. If anybody that does want to actually see a Linkin Park band that sounds like the Linkin Park you guys grew up with, check out this cover band called Hybrid Theory. The guy sounds pretty much like a 1-to-1 for Chester, not fully where he's doing an impersonation, but he could hold his own and do the ranges, and the whole band just knows how to rock Linkin Park. They do really good stuff. Hybrid Theory, basically named after the first album, and they go on tour, they do things. People like it because it actually is good. So
for sure. Have you guys heard the samba version of Numb that Linkin Park did, just fucking around in the green room in Brazil?
No, I haven't.
They did an impromptu, with drums, a samba version of Numb, and it's all dancey, and Chester's just grooving and having fun and just singing out loud and smiling. Me and Brandon watched it earlier. It's really cool. You should you should check it out.
I'll have to look it up later. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool to see them so happy. Did you guys know that Chester lived in Palos Verdes?
Yes. So speaking of that, my mom used to work in Manhattan Beach.
Okay.
She worked for Bristol Farms. Yeah, and he used to shop there. My mom seen Chester.
Oh.
So
nice.
Yeah, and so what did I do, babe? I was stalking the store waiting for him to come.
You and a friend.
Oh shit!
Awesome.
I never saw him, but it's all good.
Mm. How old was he when he passed?
Oh gosh.
40.
Was 40?
Yeah,
Yeah, he wasn't that much older than us, huh? Not even
probably
10
not.
years? Probably less?
Well, I mean, he was if he was 40 in
he'd be older than
2017.
40.
I'm sure he was 40. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe he might have been in his 40s. Yeah.
Here, guys, I got Google. We don't have to speculate here.
Yeah. But what about the conspiracy theories about how he didn't kill himself, how he was murdered because he was aware of the pedophile rings and stuff?
I believe that.
Really?
Yeah.
So he lived to be
David. I guess not really David Carradine.
41 years old. By the way, just a quick interject. He lived to be 41 in 2017. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So he'd be 48 today.
Oh, so he was
right?
actually significantly older than us.
Oh yeah.
10 years older than us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, that's so.
But Josh, to reiterate your conspiracy about the industry and all that stuff, yeah, I don't think a lot of these things are actually suicides.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's just nothing to really to prove that it isn't and stuff like that.
But why Chester? Why would they go after him?
It comes down to music rights and all that other stuff. It really does come down to who holds on what for ownership. I don't know how much of Linkin Park he still carried on with his
Right. What were you gonna say, Leilani?
I was gonna say unless he spoke out of something he shouldn't have spoke out of, or
which would be number two.
Yeah. So
Number one for most things is always money. Is the first thing. It always comes down to money. If when people die, deaths and all that stuff, it all comes down to money. At the end of it all.
That's true. Frank, your thoughts?
No. I told you first that how would he kill himself? It makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he had 6 children.
A lot of my friends, they ended their own lives, and
yeah,
it doesn't make sense for him because he was rich and famous, and
right.
You guys were saying music rights. I've actually heard that before. It happened to another famous artist where she wasn't really that famous, or she was famous enough.
Who?
I forgot her name. She was any white, but
white people.
I think the same thing happened to Whitney Houston. I heard the same thing. She was fighting for her music rights, and she ended up supposedly committing suicide. Overdosing on pills.
Overdosed in a hot tub, right? Or was that Tina Turner?
Right.
No, that was Whitney Houston, right? On crack, right?
No, Whitney Houston overdosed on her addiction supposedly and all that stuff.
Did she get boiled to death by the hot tub? Like she
Again,
passed out on-
speculations. We
she passed
we
out
could
on
Google
the
this stuff,
track.
Josh.
Yeah.
Michael
It's
Jackson
fun
too.
to speculate too. We're not a fact-checking show here.
Yeah, well, you know.
Watch me end up missing tomorrow.
I know,
Oh my gosh.
right? Dude. I'm scared the FBI is gonna come in fucking one day. Okay, how dare you talk shit about liberals?
So it was an accidental drowning with heart disease and cocaine as contributing factors.
Oh my god! Wow.
Wasn't that the same thing that happened to the guy from Friends?
Matthew Perry.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, Matthew Perry. Yeah, but
Yeah.
people are getting charged in his.
What? Really? Dude,
Yeah.
how fucked up was it that like as soon as that guy died, everybody was just like, ha ha, the fucking Friends star is dead. Everybody immediately shit on him, and it's like that's a fucking human being that just died that never
Yeah.
hurt fucking anybody. He never got
That's
canceled or anything just because he was a drug addict. Like you're gonna make fun of his death? The fuck is that?
That's Gen Z right there.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out Gen Z,
Sure.
Sid, the rapper. He's gonna come on soon. Shout out Gen Z. You're horrible people. We love you. Okay, so believe it or not, folks, we do have a format to this show. We talk about music, we talk about laughter, and we talk about pain. Let's start segment number 1, music. Quick.
So we already kind of got into some Linkin Park. Were you guys into similar bands when you were kids? What's up, Josh?
I have a funny question I want to ask them, but they're like too good of friends. And it's
Go
just-
for it. I have a backbone, I promise.
I don't.
He's got a lightsaber. You better watch out.
Hello, time. I'm gonna ask it anyways. The funniest
Ask it
music,
anyway.
The funniest music to fuck to. For me, it was the
Funniest
Aquabats.
music-
The ska music. I put on ska one time in a car, in my mom's car, and me and my girlfriend went in the back seat, and we're just getting down to like dun 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 dun. It's just like the happiest, most goofy music. Can you guys think of the funniest music?
I mean, I don't. The only thing we ever listened to when we lost virginity was Linkin Park. Like that's what.
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
that's why I like them.
Okay.
But
That's
anyways,
sexy. That's romantic music. It really is.
Yeah, as much as ska I listen to, Josh, I cannot say I put on ska during lovemaking.
Yeah.
I can't think. We've never had anything funny.
I know it's kind of
you always
boring.
Laugh when I put Mexican music on.
Oh, okay.
I don't
What
laugh.
kind of
Oh,
music?
shit.
Like we're talking
Don't
some
laugh.
banda? Are we talking some norteño? Fucking some narcos?
No,
burrito?
the only time I laugh is when that movie
You put on Ricky
Heartbreak
Martin.
Kid was on. Remember
What
The Great
was it?
Kid.
Yes,
they were
when
making
they're-
fun of the mariachi band.
when they're just like
Dun,
following
dun,
them?
dun, 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 dun. Yes.
That's when I laugh at. I don't laugh at
Nice.
Mexican
Well,
music. Like
we never had sex
Yeah.
with that music on.
no,
Yeah.
So funny.
yeah.
So what are your-
Well,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have to put. What's that show you put on so the kids don't hear? We just put shows
That's
on.
not this.
Yeah.
That's not. They're
Yo
upstairs.
Gabba Gabba?
No, we put on Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory.
There you go. The Big Bang Theory.
There's been
Get
a
it?
time I laughed in the middle of it
Yeah.
That shit was
because you could just hear the scenes going on, and I just like kind of
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
gosh.
Dude, Bernadette, that's my girl right there. Bernadette is pretty fucking hot, man.
But I told him I was like, she's got some big titties.
She does.
She does.
Frank, did you notice that? Did you notice the big titties, Frank? I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
I already got one injury going.
Look what she does to me. So
I just don't like her
Uh,
voice. That's the only thing I'm just
Yeah,
like.
the whole like little girl voice is pretty.
Yeah.
It was done on purpose. She doesn't really sound like
yeah,
that.
of course.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just
You
yeah.
know who also is hot is what like the T-Mobile girl or the Geico girl or whoever it was, the chick with the brown hair and she secretly has a.
Well,
great
she's
body.
old now, right?
She's older.
What's
yeah.
her name?
She's in a horror
Yeah.
movie where she is a werewolf.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what
It's-
you're talking
it's-
about.
yeah,
I
it's
forgot her name
called-
though.
It's called "There Are Werewolves" or something as obvious.
There are
as that.
werewolves.
It's just so painfully obvious. Yeah, and it's a B movie, but it's a kind of like not good
Sure.
enough to be a B movie.
Dude, horror movies are great. I would love to make a horror movie because they're so low budget.
Oh, we do it every.
All right,
Friday.
that would
It's
be
called the
really
Let's Ruin
fun.
Our Lives podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. We are horrible. So what would you, Frank and Leilani, would you rather go to Burning Man or the Gathering of the Juggalos?
The Burning Man, no. The other one, yes. I've only heard about the Burning Man because this is nothing but nightmares, people dying.
Right.
Oh wow,
Jumping
the dark side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I have no idea what the other one is.
The Gathering of the Juggalos, the ICP festival that they have every year. You know, the Insane Clown.
Isn't it called the Family Gathering or something like that? Like,
the Juggalos.
Okay.
And yeah, fam, whoop whoop. You know what I mean? It's all just like scumbag motherfuckers who love.
You get to listen to ICP and drink Fago for like days on end.
They also have like a comedy stage and stuff. It's a really big event. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it took place in Iowa this year, actually. Okay, so
Damn.
I went to a wedding one time. I was actually one of the groomsmen in this wedding, and the DJ that they got put on fucking System of a Down's Toxicity after the fucking ceremony, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you could tell everybody was like, why is Toxicity playing right now? This is a fucking wedding. This is supposed to be as straight and square as possible. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we all want. So you guys, Frank and Leilani, what was your wedding music? I wish I could have attended the wedding, and you too. Nobody invites me to weddings. Fucking.
We didn't invite anybody.
Oh,
Didn't have a wedding.
His own family didn't even know. We just one day went to the courts and got married.
Just did the paper signing and that's it.
Wow,
17 years ago.
Wow, how old?
Nice.
We always said that we were gonna save up for a wedding, but then
so much.
I got pregnant. I got pregnant. You know, and then
babies.
So finally, we're just like, we give up. What's more important, a wedding or a house?
For sure.
You know,
for sure.
so
Smart.
because they're expensive.
No, it's true. It's true.
It's a very millennial way of thinking, for sure. It's like we don't need that.
But I think if we would have had a song, what was the one song I always said? Do you remember?
Put me on the spot here.
We Belong Together.
Ooh.
That oldie
By Richie Valens.
Yeah,
Richie Valens.
We Belong.
Nice.
That's a good song.
But Bomba was my favorite movie growing up. I loved the music, and I just
Yeah.
I was gonna say Ricky.
That's awesome.
I always said like that would have been our wedding song, but
that's a good choice. I like that. I like that.
That is a good choice.
I've known Frank and Leilani. I've known Frank since 8th grade, Leilani since 9th grade. They're some of my oldest friends here. Fucking, I don't know why I brought that up.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Leilani, do you play any instruments?
I wish. If I ever did, it'd be the violin. I've always been intrigued by it.
She's pretty good. She's pretty good at hot tour.
Wow. The old skin. He got up. I think he's gonna go grab a couple more band-aids just to get ready.
No, but like I've always thought the violin sounded so beautiful.
My guy, I'm mailing you a first aid kit tonight. I'm Amazon it to you.
I tried teaching my violin one time, and it was I sounded like a cat being murdered. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, my sister did violin in school.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. What are you gonna say something?
Yeah.
Leilani?
I actually got Frank I convinced him to go to a masquerade ball with me coming up. So I've always wanted to go to one so bad. And
a real masquerade ball?
So we're gonna dress up and everything.
Like big gowns and the whole like Romeo and Juliet type.
Oh yeah, there will be pictures to come.
Romeo and Juliet.
Oh yeah,
he knows the dance.
So out here,
dance.
Masquerade balls.
Ooh, the Mercutio.
This is what he heard. I don't know if it's true.
Okay.
They're swinger parties.
Oh.
Supposedly.
Really?
That's why the masks are there.
But I told him, I said, I don't care if that's what it means. I still want to go and have fun and spend time with him. I'm going home with him.
Right.
But, you know, I just always wanted to dress up since I never had a wedding. I wanted to dress up like a damn princess, okay?
Did you guys go to prom?
No.
Yeah.
We were at different high schools at
She
that
was in
time.
West Covina. I was in Pedro.
Wait, what? Leilani, you didn't graduate from
I didn't finish at Pedro, no.
What?
I left
Really?
10th grade. Or 11th and 12th, I went to a different school.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry that I don't know that. Like, we were friends. We were good
Josh,
friends.
how dare you? How dare you not do your research?
Wow. Jesus Christ. I was really involved in drugs and alcohol at that point, so...
That's fair. I mean, you know.
Wow.
Times.
Yeah. Remember we all hung out at the tree in San Pedro High School. It was called the Tree, and literally the high school started partitioning us off from our little community that we had there? Do you guys remember that?
I remember that.
Can you tell me about the tree? Where is this tree located?
It was at the 15th Street side, the big steps going up to the high school. Immediately to your left, there's a tree, right, and a patch of grass. They partitioned off that patch of grass with caution tape so that we couldn't hang out there anymore because we were destroying the grass and like this
grass.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we would literally just burn the caution tape and be like, "Fuck you."
Your dog wanted to say hi.
Yeah. Oh,
sure.
Doggy. Oh, that's look how happy.
Do you know that? Do you guys know that high school's been closed for about a couple years due to one of the recent earthquakes upsetting the foundation, and they realized that like, oh shit, this is gonna fall if we don't do something about it.
Wait. Okay. So I
Pedro
know they
High
just
School?
found like millions.
Yeah.
Of fossils.
The fossils.
What you're saying? The high school has been closed for years?
Yeah, so they have like everybody going down to the one off of like 25th, like closer to the coast and stuff right now because they build the annex over there. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's been like
5,000
yeah.
children. How the fuck is Angels gonna support that?
Well, it's gotten bigger. Like it's
when
much.
We went in the summertime. Yeah, it was bigger. They it's all the way by that seal museum too. No.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, extended all the way over there too.
Yeah, I still got kids that are in the system right now, and once our oldest like graduated a couple years ago, they shut down the high school then when Sid and Mike graduated, and then they've been working on it for the past like year and a half now, and like they've got new stuff in there, but they had to redo the infrastructure because one of the recent quakes just realized everything when some fire marshal or somebody came to check things out.
It's probably going to be even longer now that they're finding fossils.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna be
of course, but it's there's a lot of red tape going on with that whole thing. But they definitely have already started some new things going on right now. I've seen like a new developed parking lot and just the progress that's going on. But yeah, all those kids right now are going to the over ones by Angels Gate right now.
That high school fucking sucked. That was a terrible. San Pedro is a terrible place to go to school. I'm just gonna throw that out there. They used to make us be put naked. Fucking.
Yeah, your time there is so wild, my friend. I do. Yeah, that is Dana. You were talking about the middle school, right? Yes, but it's like right in front of the high school. It's like you got the high school. You go down the hill. Dana's right there too. You know.
Thankfully, they don't make kids do that anymore.
No, they don't. No, nobody showers in PE. My kid comes home stinky as fuck from Dana.
Yeah. I know. I asked my kids too.
Yeah. Well, they don't.
I said I asked my kids too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Sure. PE, man.
No, they don't do that shit anymore. They don't require or
staring at you.
Yeah. No.
It was like that in the women's lockers too.
Yeah, because of that shit, they stopped that because of all the weird coaches from both sides of
Do you have any strange
restrooms.
Stories from Pedro?
From Pedro?
Yeah.
Well, I was talking about Dotson because I just
Dotson?
I just remember.
Oh, you did Dotson?
I went
to
Dotson.
Yeah. Nice. I mean, not nice. Our kid went there one year and then he wanted to go to Dana.
The people who went to Dana look at the people who went to Dotson as like, oh, you fucking rich fucking person. Like,
it's like the whole
Hensley, she's right there.
She's right there.
But I went to Dana for summer school, and that's where I met you.
Oh wow!
I cussed him out for staring at me.
Yeah,
valid.
So what the fuck you looking at?
Nice.
Yeah.
Those bedroom eyes.
As they say, it's only just begun.
So Frank, do you think Pantera is actually racist, or do you think they're just faking it?
I think they're actually racist.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's culture. They had the Confederate flag in one of their albums, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean,
and at their shows, yeah.
I think they're doing it to be racist too because that's their audience.
Like to shock people.
Damn.
Oh, so not to shock people, but just to like Donald Trump. Like, hey, I'm racist. Come join me. Like that.
Something like that, I would say. I don't know.
I don't listen to Pantera. I've never listened to Pantera.
My brother got me into Pantera.
Yeah.
When he used to have his Mustang, we used to listen to Pantera.
Nice.
It's not until like later I found out like, oh, they support the Confederacy. And I was like, what? And
yeah.
I didn't really think they were racist.
Yeah, I honestly don't think they are racist. I think they were just kind of like drunk rednecks You know what I mean? Like,
It's their demographic, you know. That's the audience they have.
Yeah, no, for sure. But they have recently like denounced their own use of the Confederate flag. And Phil, like,
Oh yeah.
he got filmed, Sig Heilling on stage and saying white power, and he apologized. He was like, "What I did is shameful, and I'll never do it again." He's got a really fucked up voice. Okay.
Wow.
Segment number 1, everybody, of Let's Ruin Our Lives podcast. Music. Okay. Going into laughter. We're like 20 minutes to an hour. I know, Leilani, you got to go pretty soon.
Oh, no, it's fine. We had coffee. I'll be okay.
Okay, cool.
Nice. We're all caffeinated. Let's go.
Okay, so who was funnier? Hitler, Charles Manson, or Bin Laden? You don't
I'll let you answer that one.
I'll cut that out.
I'll let you.
Hitler was funny.
I mean, I'll say Manson because he had the charisma, but that's about it. Like,
Psychotic
Sorry,
too.
guys.
yeah, they're all psychotic. Like, they're all like, yeah.
They're all
Yeah, we're talking
bad, horrible people.
Out of these 3 pieces of shit, which one stinks the least? It's like, I don't know.
Why am I doing this to my friends? I'm so sorry.
No, give us another question. Like, if you got another one.
What's Leilani? Do you have like a favorite comedian or maybe like a favorite comedy movie that you can think of?
I've always been obsessed with Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Fuck yeah.
I've always loved Jim Carrey.
God, yeah.
I will never stop loving him. Like,
agreed.
Grew up with his movies in the 90s. Like,
What's your favorite?
I'm surprised he's not dead yet. I mean,
I don't want that. He's just so funny.
Don't put that there.
Like, my favorite movie of his is Me, Myself, and Irene. I love that movie.
Excellent.
Classic.
Excellent. That's
Classic.
probably the last truly funny movie fucking made.
For him, yeah.
Well, for him, but in the 2000s, in this new era that we're in, that was like the last.
Well, because that movie came out in what, like 2000, 2001? It was still pretty early on.
Yeah.
His he did Bruce Almighty after that, which was
that was
fine.
After that. Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, that was probably like what, 04, 05, which it was fine. Like that, I think it was a well-made movie.
Me, Myself, and Irene is a masterpiece of a fucking.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Is that the not the Coen brothers, but the Farley brothers?
Yeah, I think the Farley brothers did the Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yeah.
I still like The Mask. That's still one of my favorite performances.
Ace
you know,
Ventura,
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber is a classic to this day. Fucking hell yeah, for sure.
Trying to get him to dress up as Dumb or Dumber with me, but he won't do it.
Oh, like what, the tuxedos?
Yeah.
I did Forrest.
The tuxedos are so great.
Oh yeah, we were Forrest Gump and Jenny one year.
Were you really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But that's not Jim Carrey. But anyways, yeah. I go all out for Halloween.
I'm sorry.
I felt like running.
What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing this year for Halloween? Just on a quick tangent.
Well, I planned on being the crazy cat lady from The Simpsons.
Nice.
Fuck yes. Just chugging cats at people.
This year.
He was
cats everywhere.
He was thinking the guy from The Hangover with the baby.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Sure. Like Zach Galifianakis.
But or we might just wear what we wear to that masquerade ball we were talking about. We don't know yet.
Nice. Yeah, you keep it classy.
Money, so. Do you guys get a lot of
last year? You could talk about last year what we were.
I don't remember what I was last year. I'm old too.
Mystique and Wolverine.
I was Wolverine.
Nice.
Mystique.
That's tight.
Yes,
like
and then the year before that we were Guardians of the Galaxy.
You guys choose good
the year
fucking
before
costumes,
that.
I gotta say.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife and I a couple years ago. My wife and I did Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver a couple of years ago.
Oh, nice.
And look at Brandon. Yeah. Doesn't he look like the guy that plays Quicksilver in the new X-Men movies?
I could see it.
Yeah. He's in America.
Yeah, people.
Which one? You're talking about the Marvel
Brandon,
or the?
Watch. You're gonna see. Brandon looks exactly like that fucking actor.
It's the guy from American Horror Story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
Okay.
Yeah. He's the guy who runs super fucking.
Who
fast.
runs really fast?
No,
yeah.
I thought you were talking about that guy who was in what other movies? Not super bad. What was the other one? Kick Ass.
Kick-Ass.
Yes, was in Kick-Ass and
Kick-Ass, yeah.
Oh yeah, he was on the MCU Quicksilver. Yeah.
He was on WandaVision too. He played a brother on WandaVision. He's a really good actor. Oh wait,
Oh yeah,
Isn't he
is.
the guy that fucking played Dahmer?
Yes.
Yeah, he played Dahmer.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did play
Did you
Dahmer.
guys
Dahmer.
watch that? I
Yeah.
couldn't
Oh,
bring myself to watch it.
That was intense, but
It
I
looked
did
like
watch it.
Yeah.
It
What,
was
he
very
used to
intense.
His prep
drill
work.
into- Go ahead, Frank.
His
Oh,
prep
sorry,
work
Luke.
to to become Dahmer. He locked himself in a room for like days, supposedly.
There you go.
To get into character and like.
So he did method acting.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so that's not.
So
a
he
really
almost
good
lost his
example of
mind.
Him looking like you.
This is probably more of a recent photo.
Yeah. Wow, he looks totally different. Okay, there you go. Kind of.
Yes.
Back in the
You get
day.
it. You close it.
You're like, well, that didn't prove my point.
Okay.
Max, you're gonna knock over the table.
There's a dowels.
Let's see. When it comes to laughter,
Hey, stop.
A dog interrupting a podcast is great humor.
So I'm sorry to bring up like race or whatever, but I'm from Los Angeles. I was raised by Mexicans, and Frank, Leilani, you're both Mexican. I know you're also like Hawaiian. Leilani, obviously.
I got all kinds of stuff in me.
Yeah,
She did. She
Me
did the
Ancestry thing, yeah.
Oh, what? Any Asian in there?
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see.
Oh my
Ooh.
god.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Both the results.
I was just gonna say that humor is a huge part of Mexican culture. Mexican people love to fucking laugh, and they love to make jokes and bag on each other and just have a general good time. Can you think of like the funniest thing from your upbringing? Like, I'm Frank. I've been to your parties, man. It's just all Mexican people, and they're looking at me like, "Why the fuck are you here, Wedo?" And I'm like, "Hey, I'm friends with the host. Okay, give me a pass. I love you, motherfuckers." Can you think of like a really funny moment from back in the day that that will always be with you and you'd like to share?
So when you're at my Mexican parties at my house,
Yeah.
all my family and all the people who were there were asking me, why is that, por qué ese güero está aquí? And I told them in English,
Yeah.
oh, in case ICE comes, he's here to validate that you guys are legal.
For sure.
Wow.
So yeah, they all
I'm
started
down,
laughing.
bro, for sure.
Muy bien,
Aguas.
No.
She's trying to pull up her ancestry.
Yeah, it's not working or loading. Our service is horrible here. But yeah, I have Filipino in me. My mom,
wow.
she's Hawaiian, Filipino, white, and Portuguese. And then my dad was Spain, Portuguese, Mexican, native. So I have like all kinds of stuff in me.
That's a lot. That's covering
Yeah.
a lot of continents. Yeah. Nice.
I look white more than anything.
Same. I'm part Korean.
Like-
I know the feeling.
Yeah, Brandon's part Mexican. Actually, none of us here are white, technically.
Yeah.
If you think about it, except for the way Brandon and I look. But okay, moving on to the final chapter of the Let's Ruin Our Lives podcast. That's the name of this podcast. Everybody watch podcasts. Podcasts are better than presidents. So today, we all have children. Pretty fucking painful. What's the best part about being a parent? Despite the pain that they put you through.
The best part, I feel, is seeing like accomplishments. Like knowing, dang, I did right by that child,
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, we get compliments all the time about how respectful our kids are.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
How well behaved.
How well
They
behaved.
seem like well-behaved children. I gotta say, just through the pictures, you can tell like the energy is not chaotic. Like they seem pretty. Like,
they help me cook. They help me clean. Like,
Well,
you know.
they weren't always that way.
No.
When they were younger, they were
Well, of course, they have to learn.
Yeah, so when they were younger, I had to,
No.
Yeah.
But, no, you should tell them about the story about George.
Oh, right. So in my oldest son, he has a friend in high school. He's
autistic.
Okay.
Oh. So he was scratching himself,
Yeah.
And it's private.
Mm-hmm.
He was just scratching, when I was young, I used to scratch myself too because I was growing hair, and I was like,
Well,
that was itchy.
There was a little girl that recorded him, and sent it throughout the whole school saying he was masturbating in what do they call it, seminar class?
Yeah, seminar class for the Mormons.
So they have a seminar class.
That's weird that she was recording. That's
well, she was taking selfies and then she kind of like, so
that's still invasive.
So my son woke up and defended for his, in his honor, and took it to what do you take it to, like the principal and stuff like that, and
to the administration office.
Yes, I had to take him in to get interviewed and everything, and so I don't know what happened.
It got resolved, but the parents thanked us so much for bringing our son in.
That is cool.
To defend their own son, and it's just kids, being mean to other kids.
Yeah. He's a hero.
But he's a defender. If he sees something wrong, he speaks up.
That's awesome, dude. I mean, autistic children are like the most vulnerable people in society. Nobody fucking defends them, except for their isolated parents. So that's really fucking cool, you guys. Like,
and he doesn't have much friends, but our son goes out of his way to make sure he's, social, and he'll even tell him like, you should listen to your mom, like things like that, and so
we would have beat that kid up back in high school.
It's different when we were kids.
I'm sorry. Guys.
Yeah. But I mean, that's one thing I could say I'm proud of, that we raised good kids that,
Hell yeah.
That is cool. That's very cool.
I'm just waiting for them to get out of the house.
Yeah. Well, you got, how many, years left? Your youngest is like 10 or something?
She's going to be 10 this December.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. 8 more years,
I mean, I am kind of dreading it.
Of course.
I am worried too, because this world is so much more different when we were young. It's a lot more.
Oh, it's changing.
It's a lot more
different. A lot harder for them to, be accomplished, be stable,
to achieve,
support themselves.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that worries me, to be honest.
Okay.
We've been talking about careers with them, and one of them is talking about the military. Ooh. So steps of you
guys.
My youngest son, I asked him, because he's in 9th grade.
Yeah.
So I asked him, what do you want to do? I gave him a whole week to think about it. And he came up to me kind of worried because he didn't want to tell me. He's like, I want to be a janitor. I was like, what? A janitor?
Right?
I was
custodial work.
That's where at though?
School, he said. I don't know, somewhere. I'm just like,
I think he just listed whatever.
And he just listed whatever because he was scared. Because I was like pressuring him. I was like telling him like, come on, because my oldest son, his first choice was content creator. He wanted to become a YouTuber.
Makes sense.
And I kind of like looked at him like, that's not a career. That's
hobby,
Hope.
Yeah.
I mean, you put the time in,
Well, but that's what we told him, and that's why we started our podcast too, is to show him like how much work we got to put in, so he can kind of see.
It's still work. It's not as simple as just flipping the fucking switch. And
exactly.
talking.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Fucking make it a show, like people. People underestimate this whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
And it's not like we're not trying to be influencers. Like we're trying to like entertain people or whatever. That's so much harder than just.
I'm just trying to have fun.
Moving your body. Yeah, for sure.
Essentially.
But so that's why he came up with the idea of the military. So we'll see how that goes. But
usually goes.
He was thinking the Marines like his dad.
Right. Makes
sense. But he doesn't want him to because he knows how tough it is, and he can't see our son doing that. Like
And that's the youngest saying that.
The older,
the
oldest
one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be terrifying. I mean, luckily we're not physically involved in any wars right now. You know what I mean? We're just funding foreign wars. It sucks. But at least there are no troops like in active combat right now. It's for like the first time in like 30 years or something like that. I mean, what do you guys know about that? Any of you?
There's always going to be conflict somewhere. I mean, I'm just waiting.
In order for us to profit, we need to be in war 24/7.
Yeah.
Vladimir Putin is only one push away from declaring nuclear war on everyone.
True. I feel like Putin is our secret president. Like he's like secretly residing over there from some fucking beautiful spiraled castle that looks all crazy, like pulling the strings on America, and America is pretending to be the superpower, and like it's really just like Russia controlling us, maybe, and China, I guess. Or I'm just talking nonsense. I really don't know what I'm talking about, guys.
I mean, it's a little bit of nonsense. I love you, Josh.
Watch the FBI just knock over his door,
Yeah.
like, put your hands up.
You scared him.
I'm scared.
Are you the
of
host of the
myself.
Let's Ruin Our Lives podcast?
Let's ruin society.
Just start saying something in Spanish. Start saying something in
No
Spanish.
hablas inglés.
Bienvenido, tenemos, ruin-
Me and my cousins will pick you up in the morning, man.
nuestras vidas.
Right back.
I used to be able to speak Spanish.
¿De dónde?
Better. I haven't been able to in like 15 years.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Right down the street. No, it's a couple.
No bueno.
It's by the mall.
No
that
bueno,
they're about to
biblioteca.
demolish, actually. So guys, does explicit artistic content inspire real-world violence, such as people claiming that video games cause mass shootings, or Marilyn Manson causes mass shootings, or rap music causes mass shootings and gangs and stuff? Do you guys think that that's real?
I mean, I don't. As I watch horror movies every night, but I don't go
Right.
around killing people. You know what I mean? It just all depends how you're raising your child and
Yep.
teaching them from the beginning, right from wrong. And if you see some, screws loose, you got to take care of that right away. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
You should take responsibility for
get
sure.
into it. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
It's personal.
I mean,
responsibility.
I think anything like that is kind of more of like in a vacuum, like in a tunnel. Like, sure, they might have liked, Marilyn Manson. They might have gone hunting a lot or something like that. The Columbine kids would go bowling, but now do we have to associate bowling with,
And they
school violence and all that
have
stuff?
Manson.
Yeah. But just the cliche stuff like that. It's just that, like, there's a lot of things that, like, of course, they might like something. It's like they ate pizza. Fuck, now we got to boycott pizza, guys. Sorry, it's
Yeah.
it's the end of the time for pizzas.
For sure.
I just all think it starts with teaching your kids right from wrong from the beginning. And
No, of course.
You-
Do
yeah.
you believe that some human beings are born with an innate tendency to the dark side? Like, I don't believe there's such thing as an evil baby. I think it's, in nature versus nurture. It's nurture, right? It's the way that you raised a child is how they're going to turn out. But mental illness is a real thing, and some people are born with it. Or do we think that some people are born with it? Like, do you think some kids are born like I saw like a news report way back in the day, like 20 years ago, about a child who was born schizophrenic, and from like the day they started speaking, they were just threatening their parents with death all the time. You
My
guys ever heard
gosh.
anything about that?
I mean, I think those bizarre cases exist. It's a small percent. Like, I don't think anything is 0% to answer your question. I think, some people are born psychopaths. I think some people are born sociopaths. I also think some people are just born pure heart at the same time.
Like, what the fuck happened?
And then
to
people
Dahmer?
learn.
Weren't Dahmer's parents like relatively normal people, and then he just decided
Yeah.
to drug and dismember, rape, murder? Like, why the fuck
Mhm.
would you do that?
Yeah. I mean, we can't say exactly what causes a person to do it. They may just be
Correct.
bored, or maybe they just need the help that they don't know how to ask.
I like that you said they might be bored, because it's like, you know what? I'm sitting at home all day. I have all these evil thoughts. Let me just go out and do the evil thoughts onto people.
You just finally drop the mic and just make it happen. Yeah. So,
Frank.
It's it's human nature. I mean, I studied this when I was in college. In a part of our brain, especially the males, we have something. I forgot what it's called.
The amygdala.
It's like our tendencies to be violent, our tendencies to be aggressive.
Brandon,
This happens to males a lot. That part of the brain is
Dominant.
enlarged in psychopath killers.
Brandon.
I mean, I was just telling her right now when I was whispering to her ear. A few was it a year ago?
Probably a year ago.
There was this kid. He was like 22.
Okay.
He killed his mother and his stepdad a few blocks away from from us right here.
Whoa.
And he was schizophrenic.
Oh, okay. Really?
So he had a pattern of being violent. He ran his car into people's homes.
Wow.
He stole the car. He was in and out of juvie, and after he became an adult, his mom took him in because his dad didn't want him.
See, and I feel like that's an enablement. You know what I mean? And instead of getting your child the help they need.
Right.
You're just like, oh, it's my baby. I'm just gonna protect you. You know.
True.
Sure. Yeah.
Ended up murdering his mom and his stepdad.
Damn. How old was he?
Crazy.
22.
22.
22. Damn. Did he kill himself or is he in jail now?
He fled to Colorado.
Yeah, they caught him in Colorado.
Yeah, he fled to Colorado, and they found they did a welfare check on the mom and the stepdad because they haven't shown up to work in several days, and when they went to over the house,
they found them shot, right?
In the execution style. Yeah.
Oh my god, execution style. Wow. So he did a. Wow. Yeah, that's fucking
crazy.
Terrifying, man. Like, I know schizophrenic people, and I try to distance myself from them as much as I can. And some of them are fans of this podcast, so thank you guys. But please don't kill your parents. Damn, that's fucking nuts, dude. Just a few blocks from you guys. How did that make you feel? Like, that must have shook you,
well,
right?
It made us realize, like, yeah, we left to Utah because, you know, we wanted to raise our kids in a nice place, you know.
Right.
But anywhere you go, you're not safe. It doesn't matter.
Crazy.
Oh, of course.
Everywhere.
That's true.
Yeah.
This
So
country is fucking insane, dude. Everywhere you go, there's fucking psychopaths. When I lived in Minnesota, I lived in Monaga, Minnesota. It's a town of 1,300 people, and I remember picking up the newspaper one day for some reason. This is in like 2016, and the headline was "Man in Bemidji, Minnesota," which was like a larger town, 30 miles away. A man beheads his girlfriend's alleged rapist. He attacked his friend who his girlfriend said had raped her, and he cut off his head. And yeah, this is a comedy podcast, everybody. That's dark. So how can we get out of pain, you guys? How do we overcome it? Frank, I want this question for you. How does pain stop? And how do we stop it in other people?
Learn to live with it. I mean, life is nothing but a constant. It's just pain. I mean, I lost my dad. I lost my baby brother. I mean, nothing can bring him back. I can sit around and just drink all day and just, you know, but I don't. I have kids. You know, one day they're going to lose me too. It's just part of life. I mean, you have to just look at the little small things in life that makes you happy and just look forward to them. You know, as starting this podcast, you know, that me and hers, we're hoping for more views, but we don't want to get a lot of views. Yeah, we do. We do.
But
yeah, you do.
We just want to have fun doing it.
We want to have fun. You know, we don't want to let it discourage us.
I think you guys should post on YouTube. Like, even if you don't want to do video, you can just have like an image up there and then the audio behind it.
Like, and have your full audio there too. Yeah.
Well, my wife's gonna have to.
Through audio.
My wife's gonna have to like say every other sentence "Haktua" to get a lot more views. You know.
It's not true. I honestly no.
You'll find your own Haktua. You don't have to be Haktua, but
I mean no bullshit when I say this. I really like your podcast. It's very interesting to listen to, and you guys are very good hosts. So like I really mean that.
I feel like we were terrible the first one.
No, the first one will always be you're getting your feet wet and you're
the first one of ours. It's just me screaming at Omar about him being a fucking fat ass, like it just and a dick. You know what I mean? And that one has the most views out of all our shit. And
because it's your first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I wish people wouldn't start from the first one because they're gonna get the wrong impression. You know what I mean? They're gonna think that we're just drunk fucking burnouts, which I am at least. But anyways, no, I think Paranormal Interview. Everybody go check it out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, Instagram. Like it's very good. I mean no bullshit. You guys are really good.
What's your guys' next episode?
Oh yeah.
Kind of drifted away from the original question, but like I was saying, pain.
Yes.
Just learn to live with it.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Learn to live with it. Very Buddhist. Like the Buddhists look at life as the first rule of the Buddha is that life is suffering. The second rule is that suffering comes from desire, meaning the wanting of things to be a certain way for yourself, right? Like you have to learn how to melt into the pain and realize that happiness and depression are the same thing. And then You guys get it.
Yes, sir. We get Buddhism.
It's a very simple philosophy to understand.
Yeah.
And Buddha's not a god. I'm looking at my questions here. We're about at an hour now. I have most painful fart experience. I'm not going to ask you guys that or about hemorrhoids.
I hate hemorrhoids, man. I have to sit on an O-ring. It sucks.
Oh God, do you really?
Yeah, man. It's terrible.
It sucks, man.
Yeah.
You
Only when they're inflamed.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah.
I have one hemorrhoid,
Yeah.
and it's not that bad. I don't have to sit on an inflatable ass.
Is it as bad as anal? Yeah, that sucks.
Anal does suck. It's so overrated.
I mean, if you're into it, you know.
It just looks
No
cool.
shame.
And like just the thought of
It looks cool.
It's just like just being
Looks
in
cool,
an
yeah.
ass is so awesome, right? Just like let me be inside of that. But once you're in it, you're like, this is like dry. Like this isn't.
Lube is required.
And then you pull out, and then there's a little smidge on you. You're like, what the?
Sometimes,
Oh,
you know.
God.
I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
You know?
You can prepare yourself. There are ways, so you don't
Yes,
have
there
to
are
have
ways,
come
but
out
I
with
don't know.
a.
I mean, just give me good old fashioned. You know what I mean? Fucking.
No, Josh, explain more. Explain more. Give us a 5-minute
I'll give you a
thesis.
presentation on the benefits of pussy, okay? Just give me a couple seconds to.
He's like
get up.
PV, baby,
I
PV.
like to put on Korn Twist on repeat when I have sex. So I'm just listening to Jonathan Davis going rah, 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 for like 10 minutes if I'm lucky. If I'm good.
So you're the freak on a leash.
I got the life, brother. I think I'm going blind. I'm not a faggot. All I want to do is kill you.
Oh my God.
We did it, everybody. Episode number 11. Oh, God, what just happened? Okay, episode number 11.
Take 2.
On a good note about anal sex.
You know our daughters are upstairs, right?
They have the door shut. They're like, Mommy, what's anal?
I swear to God.
I love how Frank's expression hasn't changed the entire time. Am I offending you, Frank? Have I offended you?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay.
No.
That's just how he is. He's just.
Yeah, he's a man. Is what he is. He's a fucking man's man. That's right there. That's a truck driving, hole digging son of a bitch right there. Look at him.
I was just about to say, let me go get my lightsaber real quick again.
Sure.
Because you don't bust that when you bend me over.
Hey, boy.
Oh. They call him Darth Maul. It's fun to share.
All right, these last 5 minutes, man. Okay, so that telepath, Bruce Wayne, was he just like
Bruce Wayne?
Was he lying the whole time? Do you guys really believe that guy when he talks?
Oh, he was telling the truth.
Okay, okay.
There's a good reason why we know he's telling the truth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we actually saw evidence of it too.
Well, not only that, during the episode, you can hear something saying hello.
That's true. You guys, Leilani, I think you watched True Blood, right?
True Blood. Which one was that? Well, maybe I don't know. I don't remember.
The Louisiana vampire.
She watches
romance horror.
Yeah, you and I binged True Blood together, Brandon.
I know. I was just trying to help them out.
In sunlight.
They do sparkle in the sunlight. No, that's Twilight. That's Twilight. That's Twilight.
True Blood.
No, they burn up in the sun.
It's like Anne Rice style, kind of very gory, very funny. And then Lafayette.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, really? Mm-mm. Oh, Lafayette was a gay black man who would like fuck up homophobes. Like somebody was like, when he worked at a restaurant and he brought these rednecks their burger and they look at him and they go, I didn't order an AIDS burger. And he's like, oh, you didn't order an AIDS burger, huh? And he's just like, bah! He just fucking fucks them up. It's fucking awesome. It turns out that he's, it's kind of bad storytelling a little bit, but it turns out that he's like a psychic medium and he's very susceptible to a ghost inhabiting his body, right? And I forget what my point was. All right, everybody.
I'm here with you, buddy.
Thank you so much for watching the Let's Ruin Our Lives podcast. Thank you, Frank and Leilani. Everybody, go watch Paranormal Interview. Go listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, right? Instagram. Anything else, you guys?
Podcast, but mainly Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah,
the
for
main
sure.
two they can listen to.
Okay.
Spotify and Apple. Let's go.
Okay, and this has been my lovely co-host Brandon Richardson. I like to think that
Hi.
he's the Vanna White of podcasting. He flips the letters, everybody. We're gonna
I'm a pretty face.
just take it easy now. Everybody just calm down, have a good night. Okay? And whatever you do, you probably shouldn't vote. Bye.